there, it's Cheryl Truesdale, and I am thrilled that you're here with me for this episode of Cheryl Shares TV, your station for inspiration. And today, I have made it my mission to inspire more freedom, more happiness, and way more peace in your life. If you're feeling stressed and exhausted, more than you're feeling relaxed and rested, then I am here to help. And here's the crazy part. The peace you want and need is available through the use of just one little word. Can you guess the word? Here, let me give you a hint. It's a teeny tiny 2-letter super boundary builder. You might say it's a small little word with big, huge benefits when used properly, that is. And the magic word is? Yeah, you guessed it, no. When properly used, just saying the word no is one of the quickest ways to get more freedom, happiness, and peace in your life. Which is why, in just a few minutes, I'm going to share 2 powerful strategies that you can use that will help you determine when and how to appropriately say no. Sound good? Well, we're going to get to those strategies in just a second. But now I want to examine some of the reasons why we say yes to someone or something when what we really want to say is no. I cannot tell you how many times I know I should say no to something or someone, but I find the word yes just jumping out of my mouth. Does this ever happen to you? And when it happens, do you ever end up regretting it? Yeah, me too. So I decided to figure out why in the heck I do this. Why would I say yes when I really want to say no? And I believe that what I discovered about why I do this will really help you too. So after thinking long and hard about my difficulty with saying no sometimes, I recognized something. I recognized that there are really 2 major problematic issues when it comes to telling someone no. And both of these problems lie at opposite ends of the saying no spectrum. So over here on this end of the spectrum, you have the problem of never saying no, even when you really want to say no. And then way over here on this end of the spectrum, you have the problem of always saying no, even when it's probably the right thing to say yes. And both of these extremes are unhealthy. Well, for example, never saying no leads to all kinds of problems, right? Like feeling resentment or feeling exhausted and overwhelmed and even feeling angry. And that is not good. And then there's the problem of always saying no, which can leave you disconnected from others, feeling isolated, alone. And that is not good either. Now, once I understood the unhealthy extremes of saying no, whether it's never saying no or always saying no, I was able to see that somewhere in between was a happy middle ground, and this represented the healthy way to say no. So the question for me then became, how do I find this happy middle ground? How do I know when I should say no? And then how do I go about actually saying no when that time comes? Well, the 2 strategies I have for you answer both of these questions. The first strategy I call get clear. And this strategy will help you determine when it's right, healthy, and honest for you to say no. Well, because if you're anything like me, you might find it hard to tell someone no because it feels like you're letting them down. And unfortunately, it is this exact kind of pressure that can cause us to say yes when what we really want to say is no. Now, I found that unless I am previously committed to something, it is so easy for me to cave and just go along with whatever requests are being made of me. And here's where the get clear strategy comes in. Because I know I won't say yes to something if I'm already previously committed, getting clear on my commitment to my own priorities gives me the motivation I need to say no when I should say no. And here's how the get clear strategy works. All you need to do is get a list of your priorities written down in front of you so that you can look at that list of priorities and see how much of your time and energy it's going to take for you to fulfill those priorities. That way you know what you're already committed to, right? And once you're clear on all of this, it is your commitment to your priorities that frees you to say no to any requests that compete with your prior commitments. Make sense? So get clear on your priorities by writing them down. Then make a commitment of your time and energy to fulfill those priorities, and watch how much easier it is for you to say no When someone makes a request of your time and energy, well, because you've already committed it elsewhere. Get clear on your priorities, and you'll get clear on when it's healthy to say no. Now, the second strategy I call buy time. This strategy removes the pressure to say yes, and it gives you the time you need to figure out how to say no when saying no is the right, healthy, and honest answer. Sometimes saying no right on the spot can be so hard to do, can it? Well, remember earlier when I mentioned how yes just seems to pop right out of my mouth when saying yes wasn't necessarily what I really wanted to say? Well, the buy time strategy removes this problem for me completely. And it's called the buy time strategy because that's exactly what it allows you to do. Buy yourself some time. And this is how it works. To avoid the pressure of giving an immediate response, you can buy yourself some time by giving pat answers to people making requests of you. And here's what I mean by pat answer. You just need to come up with like 1 or 2 responses that you can give anytime anybody asks anything of you. This way, you buy yourself the time you need to think through your response so that you can give the honest answer you want to give. Let me give you a couple of examples of pat answers. Oh, here's a good one. Let me check my schedule and I'll get back to you. And another one I use is, you know what, I need to think about this first and then I'll get back to you. And here's another good one. Because I take my commitment seriously, I'm not able to say yes just yet. And another good one is, you know what, email me the details and I will get back to you later. Now, a little tip here, whatever pat answer you have on hand, just make sure it's really authentic to the way you express yourself. Now, if the examples I gave you don't resonate with you, don't use them. But do make sure that you have some type of a response on hand that you can give to people that allows you to buy the time you need to give the response that you really want to give. So there you have it, my friend. 2 powerful strategies to help you determine when to say no and how to say no. Now, I promise once you start using these strategies, you will definitely experience more freedom, more happiness, and way more peace in your life. Now, because it is my goal to help you live inspired, I really want to know how these strategies are working for you. And if you happen to have a strategy that's already working for you, I want to know about that one too. So you can give me all the juicy details by leaving a comment over at CherylTruesdale.com. So, do you feel inspired now? If so, would you like to inspire someone? Someone you know who could use a little love, hope, and inspiration to brighten their day. Got someone in mind? If so, then all you need to do to make a difference in their life right now is simply share this video with them. I am truly honored that you joined me for this episode of Cheryl Shares TV. And to make sure you get your dose of inspiration every week, just head on over to CherylTruesdale.com and sign up for email updates. That way you will never miss an episode. And remember, you are amazing. You do matter. And you most certainly do deserve to live a happy life that you love. I'll see you next week, my friend. Bye.